So I wanted to pair FDR Signifier's brilliant analysis of Drake with Kendrick Lamar's. See, when Kendrick dropped that lyric, he a narcissist, a misogynist living inside his songs. When I heard that, I just figured everybody's a narcissist these days. Everybody on social media said they know a narcissist. Like, girl, just because he broke up with you, that doesn't mean he's a narcissist. Or just somebody who's mean is not a narcissist. A narcissist is a very specific set of behaviors and characteristics. But I should have known better, right? This is Kendrick Lamar. He's very intentional with his words. So when I pair his diagnosis, Kendrick's diagnosis of Drake as a narcissist, with his behavior, a lot of things start to make sense. Now, I'm not saying that I am qualified to diagnose a narcissist by any means. I'm not a psychologist or anything of that sort. I am just somebody who has spent a lot of time, an unfortunate a lot of time around narcissists to the point where there are things that I think that I understand, and I'll try to convey it to you the best that I can. And we just talking here. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, so we're going to break these down into a couple of categories. First, Drake's worldview, his relationship with other men, certified lover boy, XXXTentacion, and what accountability. Oh, let's start off with the best one. The women. So let's start with women. I cannot pretend that I was paying strict attention to Drake. Like, I was not. Even with me not paying a lot of attention, the thing that kind of stuck out that was weird to me when it comes to women is that there didn't seem to be a type. Everybody has a type, and it might not be physical. It might be like, you know, a certain personality. Like, some people like real, like Nas seems to like real sharp kind of women, like strong personalities. Usher seems to like older women, you know what I'm saying, with also kind of strong personalities. Joe Budden likes buxom women. Everybody had a type, but Drake, from woman to woman to woman, there didn't seem to be any distinguishing factor or anything that related the women. Like, what does J-Lo have in common with Rihanna, and then Taraji P. Henson, and then, you know, like, when you look at it, it just didn't really make any sense. The one thing that the women that he dates has in common is that they are high status. So at whatever point, like when he first started out, it was like industry models and they just had the body that all the guys want. Or it was Nicki Minaj, or it was, you know, these top tier A-list women. It just seemed like that's what he would go for. Now, it's understandable that a dude who was not used to a lot of attention, once he finally gets it, is going to start running through chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I could have Serena, I could have like all of these girls that would never pay me attention, I could get at them. It's understandable that somebody would have a phase like that. But with Drake, the phase never seemed to end. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even a dude that's kind of like lame or not used to stuff, they get bored, you know, once you get thrown that, and then what their type is and their real interests seem to settle in. So what I'm saying is, it just doesn't make sense that 15 years into Drake's career, you know, he's still out here collecting like A-list girls like Infinity Stones. You know what I'm saying? Just diving through vagina. It doesn't make sense until you actually look at it through the lens of narcissism. Then it starts becoming more clear. So with people that have true narcissism and that suffer from MPD, there's nothing inside. So let me see. There was a woman on Reddit that described it, one diagnosed woman. And she said, when I'm alone and people aren't paying attention to me, I feel totally empty inside. When people are paying attention to me, I just feel so happy. So on an extreme level, I can only imagine that narcissism leaves you empty in a way that you're kind of reaching outside yourself to kind of find acceptance. So you're constantly working yourself in order to get the public to respond to you in a certain way. So that could be changing your image, upgrading your status as much as possible, changing your accents, things like that. All of the things will be like, all right, so I wrote this note. Narcs don't feel true contentment or happiness at home, so his ultimate preference would be to stand next to a woman who makes the rest of the world stand and stare in awe. That awe would be a form of what's called narcissistic supply. Supply is a validation of a narc needs to fill themselves up and to feel whole. You can also find a similar source of supply in the awe that comes from being with an inexperienced young girl who thinks you're just the coolest thing since sliced bread. I don't know why I did the accent. I'm sorry. But you get what I'm saying, right? So, let that sink in. Okay, so that was part one. We're talking about the women. If you think I'm hitting on something, go ahead and follow me. We'll be talking about part two. We're going to discuss Drake's relationships with other men. All right, you guys have a great day now. Bye. Guaranteed to be in ICU.